What's up guys, my name is Cliff with the Creator's Cup, and today we're going to be reviewing the AndyCine C7 Field Monitor. This monitor may be about a year old, but is still very valid in 2021 and better yet, 2022. Full disclosure, this was sent to us to try out, but they do not get any say in the video, and there are some negative things we're going to point out about this. So let's get into it. As with all camera gear, field monitors tend to be coming out on a weekly basis. Over the last few years, there's just been an explosion of new monitors in the market. This AndyCine C7 has been out for about a year, so it's not the newest monitor out there. But at under $300, we're gonna see if it's still relevant. When I first opened this AndyCine, and the first impressions you'll get is it's very, very big. It's also kind of bulky. Before you power it on, you'll feel the plastic and you'll kind of think, this isn't very good. This feels like it's gonna break really easy. But once you actually start using it, you realize that plastic makes it very lightweight. And I know that seems like a cheap excuse, but the reality is it makes it functional on a camera that otherwise it would be too heavy for. If this was aluminum or some type of metal, it would not work out very well. So one of the biggest selling points on this monitor, other than its sheer size, is the fact that it is ultra high brightness, and you have the ability to change brightness by sliding your finger up or down on the touch screen. So we decided to go outside and see if this thing would actually work in direct sunlight. And here in Southern California, fortunately, it's sunny. So we're gonna go out and see what it looks like. Even in direct glare, you can still see what's on your screen. So that brightness is definitely very powerful. Keep in mind, with high brightness, you're gonna use more battery power. Anytime you're using more light, more energy, you're gonna use more battery, obviously. So we went ahead and did a test just in here in our studio to see what kind of time we would get out of these batteries. So the monitor comes with one 4400 milliamp NPF battery. You can mount two on it. In our test, we just did a time lapse here at the desk with full brightness all the way up, and we got over 50 minutes out of one battery. I was gonna check both, but honestly my GoPro's battery ran out during the time lapse. So actually that's really good. I mean, yes, if you're shooting a wedding all day, you're going to have to swap a lot of batteries, especially on full brightness. But the reality is this monitor is not something you're gonna use all day. You'll just need it at certain times if you need to set focus. And that is one of the other benefits, is this touchscreen, you can zoom in to set focus. So let's go outside now and see how well that works out. Generally, when you're trying to set focus with one of these small screens, you really can't see very much. You could use focus peaking, but focus peaking isn't always something you can trust. So let's go ahead and use the 70-200 on the Hollywood sign, which is way back there in the background, and see if we can use this monitor for focus. So if we zoom in, you can actually use this touch screen to get right up on your subject and then adjust focus from there. Now, another cool feature about this monitor, it has focus assist. Now, this is what we would use usually on a small screen, but on this bigger screen, it's even that much better. So for setting focus, this monitor seems to work well, and that touchscreen zooming in is fantastic. The focus peaking also works really well and has several different settings. So overall, this test is a pass. One of the other things that comes with this monitor is a mounting bracket. And if you've had many field monitors before, you know that honestly, it's kind of a pain to figure out how you're gonna mount them. You can use the little mounts on the bottom, but then they end up just kind of flopping over or twisting around. Fortunately, this has its own kind of version of a rosebud that locks it in position, and this does come with the monitor. So we can put this right on the camera and attach it to any cold shoe, and we're ready to go. This works really well. There are a couple downsides. One, there's no 1/4-20 thread on the bottom. I wish you had the option to use just a cold shoe or a 1/4-20. And it's kind of crooked. It kind of wants to lean to the side. I think we could, well, maybe we could bend this. It's really strong. You could set this on a desk or something, hit it with a hammer a little bit and bend it straight. As far as other features on the screen, other than zooming, we have the ability to change brightness by touch, volume if you're using audio, and then also, we can go in here and apply zebras, any kind of focus assist. It has false color. It has all of the standard features of every monitor out there. I don't need to go through them all. They're there. It also has the ability to add LUTs using an SD card. So you can hook it up, say, to our FX3 or any other camera and apply a LUT and see what it's gonna look like. Do keep in mind that it's not going to be perfect, as every monitor's calibration is a little different, but it'll give you the general idea. Personally, we like to just keep it in whatever our profile is. We don't usually use LUTs on our monitors, but that's up to you. So the big question, is this monitor right for you? Well, at under $300, around $270, and we'll provide links below, it is a pretty good buy. There are definitely cheaper monitors out there, but they don't have nearly as many features, and mainly the high brightness and the ability to zoom to set focus really set this one apart. The battery life is pretty good, and again, the size is fantastic if you need a large monitor. Keep in mind, we use a little 5-inch monitor most of the time when we're doing run and gun work, because anything bigger than that just kind of gets in the way. Now, if you have a really large camera rig, or if you're running on your shoulder, or if you're going to be on a tripod, this is fantastic. On a gimbal, it gets to be a bit much. There's a lot to carry around and a lot to think about at that point. Overall, I'm pleasantly surprised with how well this monitor worked. Honestly, when I first opened the box, I didn't really know if I would like it. And speaking of the box, it does come with a case and a couple cables just to get you started right off the bat, as well as this mounting bracket, which is super, super helpful. So if you're in the market for a large monitor with ultra high brightness, I would say this is definitely, even in 2022, still a good way to go. And as I said, they did send this out to us, so we did get this monitor for free, but honestly, I would buy it myself, knowing what I know about it now. Thanks again, and we'll see you guys in the next video.